All right, here we go. Opening day, best day maybe of the year. It is a holiday in my opinion. So glad that I'll be able to be there today. Wasn't able to go last year, but it's great. Padres, Braves, Chris Sale on the mound for the Braves, Michael King on the mound for the Padres. We have our 26-man roster. There was one little surprise. Other than that, we knew what the roster was a few days ago. Already talked about that. Padres lineup is out, so I will get to that as well. But let's start with the pitchers. Jason Adam, Jeremiah Estrada, Michael King, Wandy Peralta, Dylan Cease, Kyle Hart, Yuki Matsui, Nick Pavetta, Randy Vasquez, Omar Cruz, Alec Jacob, Adrian Morejon, and the closer, Robert Suarez. So all these guys we know, like rotation, you got King, you got Cease, you got Pavetta, you got Vasquez, you got Hart. We'll see who ends up starting on Saturday, who ends up starting on Monday. In the bullpen, we know who the high leverage relievers are. But you got Omar Cruz, who was thrown in there. Logan Gillespie, he, I believe, was out of options. So we'll see what happens with him. But he was packing his bags yesterday when the Padres had that workout. Omar Cruz was out there with the team. And so that hinted that, yep, he made the team. And he is going to be at the bottom of that bullpen. And I would think he's going to eat up innings when that is needed based on the situation. Last year in the minors, combined two levels that he was in, AAA and AA, 3.96 ERA, 34 appearances. Only 7 of those were starts, 3 holds, 2 saves, 86 and a third innings, and an opponent's batting average of 216. His whip was 122. And then in spring training this year, at least in the Cactus League games, which we can't put too much stock into that, let's remember, because he's not pitching all of his outings in Cactus League games. Some of them are backfields against some of the Padres' best players, probably. So how did he do in those? I don't know the numbers there. But his first 2 outings were scoreless in Cactus League, February 21st and the 25th. Then on the 12th, gave up an earned run in 2 innings, 4 hits. No walks, though. But then in that last outing in Cactus League on the 17th, 2 walks, an inning and 2/3, 3 hits allowed, 2 earned runs. But again, that was on the 17th. That was a little bit ago. So we'll see. I'm not going to act like I know a ton about Omar Cruz, but the Padres viewed that he can help this team more than Logan Gillespie at this point in time, and you're trying to win games. The Padres, they probably don't want to rely on being the best second half team in baseball like they were this last year to make the playoffs. So, they need to try to win every game. Every game counts. I know opening day, it's big, and I'm excited. I'm pumped up, but it's 1 of 162. This is the same. It counts the same as September 2nd, August 17th, whatever, May 30th. It counts the same. So moving on here, we got catchers, Elias Diaz and Martin Maldonado. We already knew about that. Diaz is starting today. We'll see how much time Martin Maldonado ends up getting. On the infield, Luis Arraez, Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth, Manny Machado, and then Gurriel and Iglesias as bench players. Although Gurriel, I believe, is in the lineup today. I'll get to the lineup here in a second, but let me confirm that. Yep, he is in the lineup. Gavin Sheets is listed as an outfielder. He is not in the lineup, which that was expected if you were paying attention because Chris Sale's on the mound, a nasty lefty. So they're going to put the righty Gurriel in there. Hayward, Lockridge, Merrill, Sheets, and Tatis listed as outfielders. Obviously, we know who the starting outfield is. It's Tatis in right, it's Merrill in center, and it is Hayward in left against righties. But today it's against a lefty, and so it's Tatis, Merrill, obviously. Those are every day. And then Brandon Lockridge. How about that? Brandon Lockridge, who they got for Enyel De Los Santos from the Yankees. Let's remember that. Lockridge gets the start in left field on opening day. That's pretty cool. Rooting for him. We'll see how he does. He is hitting eighth. Excuse me. I was about to say 7th because King's name's down there. 8th in the lineup. And then Michael King on the mound, dominated, double-digit punch-out game against the Braves, Game 1 wildcard series. That was super fun. And I think what is going to leave me disappointed if the Padres don't win today, sure, it's Chris Sale, won Cy Young last year. It's going to be tough for sure. But the Braves, they're going to be without Ronald Acuna Jr., they're going to be without Sean Murphy. And they don't have Spencer Strider in this series. So if we're looking at it, the series overall, that's great that we don't have to face Spencer Strider. But yeah, Sean Murphy, fractured left rib cage. Strider is the right elbow UCL injury, I believe, recovery. And then Acuna recovery as well. Left knee ACL reconstruction that he had. So that leaves the Braves. It's not like they don't suck. Let's be clear here. They've got Profar, they've got Albies, they've got Ozuna. Remember Ozuna? That guy has some light tower power. They've got Austin Riley, who's is he underrated anymore? Not so sure, but he's not talked about, I don't think. But that guy's really good. So it's going to be a good team still. But the Padres, they're catching the Braves at the right time, which usually isn't the beginning of the season because usually they have a healthy roster. But right now, it's not the full group. So can the Padres take advantage? The Padres, they are healthy for the most part. Lineup wise, they are healthy, I should say. So let's get to that lineup. It is a lefty, so it's not a Rise leading off. It's what they were throwing out there pretty much in spring training, especially last few games or so when a lefty was on the mound. Tatis leading off, so they're going to get as many righties in this lineup as possible, obviously, and then changes can be made. Tatis is in right, he's leading off. Arise is playing first, he's batting second. Manny's playing third, he's batting third. Bogarts is at shortstop, he's batting fourth. Batting fifth is Jackson Merrill in center. Sixth is Yuli Gurriel, he is DHing. Crony, as a lefty, going up against a lefty, he is in this lineup. He is batting seventh, playing second base. Brandon Lockridge, as I said, he's in left, and then Elias Diaz batting ninth, and he is behind the plate. So when I look at this lineup, I like it. I think it's because it's a lefty. I get it. That's why Merrill's hitting fifth and not higher. I would rather have Jackson Merrill hitting third, though. We'll see when a righty comes up. I'd like to see Merrill guaranteed to bat in the first inning. I want this guy getting as many at bats as possible. Maybe that's perceived as a slight towards Manny. I just love Jackson Merrill. I love Manny too, but like Merrill, him and Tatis, Arise for sure. You want that too, like to set a tone and get on base. The hit for average. But Tatis and Merrill, for me, I want them up as many times as possible. And if you have Manny up there to drive those guys in, great. Those opportunities, that's great. But it is a lefty, so they want to go righty, lefty, right, right, left, instead of going right, left, with Merrill hitting fourth and Bogarts hitting fifth. And then after Merrill, right, left, right, right. So I guess they're trying the best that they can to even, even out the lefties a little bit, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you have your best hitters still, top half of the lineup at least. And the Padres did that here today. So we'll see what this lineup can produce today. It's going to be a packed crowd. Petco Park should be packed all season long. Cannot wait. Bullpen's fresh. Jerks and Profar, should he get a standing ovation today? Yes. Yes, he should. I'm going to give him a standing ovation. And then once the game starts, he's the enemy. I'm not going to boo him, but he doesn't get a standing ovation anymore after I do it the first time. I will stand. I will clap. He deserves it. Love him. But now he's on the Braves. So hopefully that's what he gets at the ballpark today. And if I see you out there, I'll see you out there. And I am planning on tonight having a live show. Don't know the exact time since I'm going to the game. So we'll see about the timing there. But yeah, hopefully we got a Padres win. We can get King for like 6 innings, even 5, because it's the opening day. So then you could go with your 4 guys. You could go Estrada, Morahone. I mean, based on the lanes, right? Estrada, Morahone, Adam, and Suarez, and boom, go get the win. Have someone get Chris Sale on a homer and just dominate the Braves lineup, hopefully.